say, hear me now. This is a soul fire production. Soul fire production. Soul fire production.
There it is, mother lover. 1 day and a half late, but it's here. Now I have to get this little bit of emergency water with me and that thing as well. That's a total of 40 kilos to carry on my back, downstairs to the car, up to the mountains to check if I have water at all. If I don't have water, we have to order it from a truck. If we have water, I can chill with the pool and just get the water from the tanks and revive my poor plants. Let's go. So finally the swimming pool arrived and I am now on my way up to the mountains. Now this is going to be a positive or a negative surprise when I get up there because we don't know if the government turned on the water or not, or if any water reached my tanks. If it was turned on, that means that I have 3,000 liters of water waiting in my tank. If it was not turned on, then I am still without water and we have to get, first of all, I have to build the pool really fast. Then we need to call for a water delivery truck to come as soon as possible, and it's late. It's 4:30 in the afternoon, and a lot of these places only do deliveries in the morning. So fingers crossed that when I get up there, I get the nice dense oomph sound of full water tanks, or I'm losing a lot of my crops. I just arrived in the mountains now. I still have about 4 kilometers to drive, but I just had a look at the thermometer. It's 38 degrees. It's a beautiful time to be without water. But hey, don't you just appreciate how quiet an electric car is? Just nothing, no sound, nothing whatsoever, except for the gravel underneath my car and the bushes smacking into the windows. No water. So let me catch you up. Almost 3 weeks ago, they cut off the water because there was a water shortage, and they announced that they were only going to supply water every Thursday. Now we waited until Thursday, no water came, my 3,000 liter tanks dried out. I was told something was wrong with my pipes, so I waited until the following Thursday, still nothing, and then they realized there was something wrong with their pump, so the water wasn't coming to my area at all. I don't know if it affected any neighbors or just me, but that was the second week without water. At this point, my garden was suffering and the only water I had was in that blue tank. So I ordered a truck to come and deliver water. The only size that they had was 6,000 liters, but the only storage I have are those 3 units up there, which is 1, 2, 3,000 liters. So we had to dump 3,000 liters just over random ground over here on my property. But not to worry, because Thursday was coming and the water would fill up. And it didn't. So now at this point I had used half of my water. I still had 1,500 liters left and about 5 days until that would be used up, if I played it conservatively. So they fixed the pump and they said that everything was working properly, just wait for Thursday. Today's Thursday. You think there was any water? No. So while I was waiting for today and preparing for the situation just in case there wouldn't be any water, I came up with the idea of buying one of those above ground swimming pools. They hold approximately 5,000 liters of water. They're not the most durable, but I only need it to last for the summer until I have a more permanent fixture. Because what I want to do is to make a plunge pool over here that is going to hold about 6,000 or 8,000 liters of water. So I ordered the swimming pool and it was supposed to be delivered yesterday so that today, this morning, in case there wasn't any water in the system or in the tanks, then I could just make a phone call, get a truck over here with 8,000 liters of water to go 5,000 into the pool and 3,000 into the tanks, and that would keep me going for at least a couple of weeks. And the pool never arrived. It was supposed to arrive yesterday, but it didn't. So yesterday I spent the whole day sitting at home waiting for it to arrive. It didn't. So the delivery date changed to today. So today I've been sitting at home since this morning, not knowing, because it's Thursday, not knowing whether or not the water supply from the government is coming, and also not knowing when the swimming pool is coming. And finally, at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, the swimming pool arrived. But by then, the water truck company had closed for the day. And when I came to the mountains, there was no water in the tanks. And here I am now. The garden is dying. The corn, which is very sensitive, the cucumbers, the peppers, the eggplants, the tomatoes, everything is wilting down to nothing. And the earliest I can get water is tomorrow morning. By then, I don't know how much of my garden will be alive, but fingers crossed. Nothing else we can do. So now I'm making the foundation for where the swimming pool is going. It's gonna be right here, obviously. I put a busted up piece of plastic underneath, a tarp on top. I'm gonna cover this with carpets and another tarp on top of that. Then I'm gonna put the pool on top. Now, you should not put these pools on top of gravel, sand, stones, or concrete. Should not. I repeat, you should not. But I don't have a choice because I have nothing but concrete and gravel around the house. No tidy and pretty lawns. But also, it's not a pool meant to be swimming in, so no one's gonna go inside, step inside, and potentially puncture the pool. The pool is strictly meant to be a water reservoir until I have a more permanent solution sorted out. So I'm hoping that this is okay. Good morning and welcome to another day almost at the Stargazer. I'm on my way up right now, and right behind me is the water truck with 8,000 liters of water. 5,000 liter goes into the pool, 3,000 liters go into the tanks, and the truck is right behind me. This is where we are. This should be enough for almost a whole month in case I don't get any water supply whatsoever. Now, look at what we're dealing with in the garden. The peppers especially, look at that. Tomatoes are not happy at all. Oh, my chilies. And the corn. Look at that. These are the butternut squashes. More tomatoes. Oh my goodness, look at the tomatoes. They are not happy. Alright, so now it's time to water everything and see what survived and what didn't. Fingers crossed. Let's go. So it's been a couple of days since I got the pool with the water and all that. I wanted to give the plants a chance to recover, and so I could see really what was going on and what survived and what didn't. So just to give you a quick update, the tomatoes are all gone. You see the ones on the plant still. They're just there to get mature. But what happened with the tomatoes was all the foliage got burned, were all toasty, and I had to cut it off. Now I have some new growth on top, but it seems kind of pointless when everything else below is stripped. So I'm starting over with new plants. Out with the old, in with the new. The butternut squash has survived mostly. The corn, I honestly don't know because I've never grown corn before. So I don't know what state they're in. They've burned a bit. See this paper like crunchy. I mean, this is dead. This is dead, but there's still a lot of green left on it. So I'm hoping it's gonna make a recovery, and hopefully we'll get to nibble on some corn. Some of the cucumbers died, some of them survived. We have some new eggplants over there. Eggplants seem to be a lot more resilient when it comes to drought compared to, say, cucumbers and tomatoes. These are my all grown up eggplants, and as you can see, most of the foliage is long gone. It got toasted, but the plants themselves are still alive, so I think these are going to be okay. The peppers over here, I think because of the density of the planting here, they've been protecting each other rather well, and I think they're okay. Same here with the tomatoes as with the other ones. These got toasted. Look, crunchy, crunchy. So all of these are gonna go out as soon as the tomatoes ripen. I planted one new over there, and there's more to come. This is the second generation of eggplants, and some chilies as well. They're doing fine. I lost some of the foliage, but other than that, they're doing good. Chilies recovered nicely. They're bearing a lot of nice fruits. I lost some of the strawberry plants. This one is still alive. And this one looks delicious. So all in all, I think I lost like a third of my crops, mainly being the tomatoes, which is also what I eat the most. But, you know, I don't know how to criticize, because it's a broken system on such a fundamental level where you can't even get proper tap water in your faucet. And it's not just me, it's a lot of people in the village. I read in the Facebook groups as well that a lot of people have been without water. I was one of the worst cases because I'm outside of the village. But either way, the garden made a decent recovery. And had it not been for the pool, because it was 42 degrees those days when I didn't have any water at all, a lot more of the garden would have perished. But, you know, you gotta look at the positive things, right? Got some beautiful kitty cats. Got some new plans for the plunge pool over there. Hey, you want to see the miniature version of the plunge pool that I made? I don't know how interesting this is to you, but I don't know if you can understand it either. But, so this is a replica of the plunge pool that I want to make. All right, so from here to here is 1 meter, and this is where the water filtration is going to happen. I'm going to have some air pumps, some bubble pumps here that are going to circulate the water. And from here to here, it's 2 meters. From here to here, it's 2.5 meters. The depth is between 2 and 3 meters. I'm not sure how deep he can dig. He said up to 4 meters, but I don't know exactly how deep I want to go. But anyway, so this wall will be 2 or 3 meters high, and it's 1 meter from the gravel up to the edge of the water. And here I will put aquatic plants, and they're going to filter the water for me, and they're going to keep the water nice and clean, as well as a couple of fish here that are going to take care of the mosquitoes. So this is going to be built over there, hopefully in about 2 or 3 weeks. Either way, I'm going to make a video about it, of course, so I'll see you in the next one. Sorry about the lengthy monologues in this video, but it is what it is. Hope you enjoyed it nonetheless. So bamp, see you next time. Bye.